Winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
What is going on, everybody? It's Sean Kokoska with Icon Coaching. We have got a very special guest for you guys today. I'm not going to introduce her just yet. Yet what she's going to break down and articulate for each and every one of you is how to generate an abundance of seller leads by putting cash offer opportunities forward. Now, these are different types of leads, and it does take a different strategy to convert them. And we've got a world famous expert on doing just that with realty.com. Guys, they're going to show you exactly what they do. What is the ad strategy? How do they generate the leads? How do they hand off the leads? How do you convert the leads? We're going to just show you today specifically how you can take that lead generation, that complexity of all of that nonsense, and how do you put that on autopilot so that your business becomes smooth, fluid, even predictable. See, the one thing I love about real estate sales, guys, is it's a very smooth, very relaxed, very predictable business, right? That is a joke. What we do want to do is we want to help you make it a little bit smoother, a lot more smoother, and a lot more predictable. Without any further delay, let me introduce my friend Vija. She's with realty.com, and man, she generates thousands of leads every month, and she helps agents convert them at the highest level possible. So we're going to tag team this today. We're going to have some fun, and without any further delay, Vija, welcome to our call. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being Vija. It's Vija. So just think about it. Via satellite.
I can't believe I got that wrong again.
You just have to forget the J exists. It's like a Y.
Yeah, you have to. Via. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Take it away.
For having me. Yeah, well, I mean, thank you for having me. Thanks, everybody. I am passionate about this topic, and how I got into understanding seller leads was about very recently, about a year and a half ago. I'm here in the Seattle, Washington market. And I had a team on the side, and my brother was a partner. Now, all of you guys who do real estate, it is not a side business, is it? It is not. It's okay. You can judge me. You should judge me. I had a full-time job. My brother was doing another, so it was on the side. And I sat down with him and I go, Paul, we need to either fish or cut bait. Like, what are we going to do with this team? And he was like, let's do this. And I said, okay. So we got to figure out a seller lead source. So I called some of my friends, and one of my friends owns a company called Homeward. And I talked to Tim, and he said, as a matter of fact, we're going to come into the Seattle market. We've never been there before. And I said, well, I don't know how to work cash offer leads. Can you teach me? And he said, yeah. And so I flew to Austin. I immersed myself. I get obsessed with things. And I just started meeting with them, and I started learning about it. And I just decided to obey. I just decided that I was just going to follow what they said and do it. And we crushed it. We got about 10 to 20 leads a month, and we were paying double what these are, way less quality leads. And we were doing about 1 to 2 million in real estate a month by month 4.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
It was really great results. And so I just am a massive, massive fan. Eventually, I am in business with my business partner, Spring Benson, and we're doing a big business together. And we brought on realty.com as our lead partner, and ended up working for him. So now I'm working for realty.com, but I'm so passionate about these leads, Sean, and I'm so excited to teach everybody about it, because I feel like every agent needs to know, because they're slightly different, like they're their own animal, right? So I'm just going to walk through, right, how to do this. It's going to be very tactical. I'm going to go fast. It's going to be like a lot of stuff. I know that Sean is going to do his incredible conversion program after this, and he's going to offer you some things. If there's any scripts you want, if there's anything, I'll send them to Sean and we'll get them to you, right? Anything I have, my deck, anything is yours. I come from abundance. You can take anything. You can ask me questions and all that. Are you ready? Strapping
Yeah,
on.
I am 100% ready.
You're 100%
Let's do
ready.
it.
All right, let's go. I need to be able to share. Sorry.
Oh, Dave, can you give her permission to share?
I should have asked you that ahead of time. That's
yeah, I just thought since you had the panelists.
But while we're doing this, if anyone wants to get in chat, do you already work cash offer leads? If you do, I'd love to hear from you. Just say, yes, I do. I love them. Yes, I do. I hate it. Yes, I do. I haven't had, whatever it is, just get into chat and let us know. And Sean, I'm going to share my screen.
Perfect. And I assume you can now. Day, I trust you set that up. Beautiful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good. You guys can see that, right?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
All right. Glasses on. That means I'm ready. That means I'm ready to go.
All right.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to focus on, actually, I'm going to stop sharing really quick. Okay. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to stop sharing. What am I doing? I don't know why it wasn't, I don't know why I wasn't advancing. There we go. There we go. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're gonna go through this from the very beginning. Those of you who are my age, which is super young, no, I'm kidding, but I've been in real estate a long time. So if you've been in real estate a long time, we sort of know these leads as home valuation leads, and we used to just say home valuation leads, right? Now in 2026 and beyond, we understand home valuation leads is an umbrella term for a bunch of different leads, right? There's a bunch of different ways that and reasons people do that, right? On top of that, we are now getting other seller lead sources, and that's where these cash offer leads come in. So the first thing I want you guys to think about is this is a funnel of intent. When you go to the very bottom of the funnel, which is like a distress must sell situation, that is the highest intent possible. There is an external event and they have to sell their house in a certain amount of time. Going up to the very top, right? I mean, home valuation slash just curious, that's all that is. There's not necessarily a lot of intent. Does that make sense? So you can see I
Absolutely.
have the one in gold, Sean. That is our most common, barring being an expert in distress sales. We're going to go over the cash offer requests because never in my entire real estate career have I seen such amazing seller leads with such a high intent so close to the bottom of the funnel. Fair? I mean, it is an
I,
unbelievable thing.
Via, I absolutely 100% agree with exactly everything that you're saying. Now, here's the point, guys. A lot of people say, well, cash offers is more smoke and mirrors. It's a lost leader concept. I've done all the research behind these cash offer programs. Like, for example, at EXP, they offer express offers. You get a certification. You go to anybody in your state and put forward a cash offer through their pool of seasoned and vetted investors. Yet, the point that I want to make here, real quick, Mia, is that while they've submitted over 300,000 cash offers through express offers, hear this, you guys, 97% of the time, the person who requested the cash offer rejects the cash offer. And of course, you're in the catbird seat. You've got to position yourself to earn the list side business. So we can talk about the presentation and how you present the offer and how you switch them from a cash offer into actually listing with you. That's going to be a big part of what we talk about today. I don't want to spoil that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Stick around, everybody. Okay. Back over to you,
Well,
Via.
you're absolutely right, Sean. I'm so glad you said it. We run about, just to give you guys numbers, we run about 80,000 seller leads a month through our system at realty.com. We believe we're the highest, we're the largest distributor of these. And we know from a third party tracking that 25 to 30% end up selling. That is, you guys, you cannot
Huge.
find I just want you to think about that. If I told you if you're going to buy a lottery ticket and I told you you had a 25 to 30% chance of winning, you would go buy a bunch of tickets, right? That is shockingly high. It is shockingly high. So just open your mind. If this is something maybe you came on because you were curious, get excited about it. Like I have never experienced such great success. You just have to do it right. And there are some nuances. So we
Via, let me
talk,
say just
yeah,
one more thing
yeah.
because this is so critically important. I just want to make sure you guys get the importance of this. See, success leads clues. I think some of my clients, like Mark Spain, he and his team, they closed 8,800
And
deals
they all
last
they do
year.
are these. They like focus on these.
This is their number one
Yeah.
lead magnet for seller lead generation. Guys, they closed 8,800 deals last year alone, and this is their number one strategy. If I could emulate what they do, that's exactly what I would do. I look at Chris Waters here in my Austin market locally. Yeah, I coach he and his team, and they 5,600 deals last year. Look at Lance Logan down in Houston. Okay. 4,800 deals last year alone. You guys, number one lead magnet in all three of these examples is the cash offer. And you don't need the deep pockets to have to do that. Realty.com is doing all of it for you. It's so simple. And they just hand off the leads and then you focus on conversion
Yeah.
strategy. Guys, I can't think of an easier way to build your production business. It's so simple. Back to you,
Yeah,
Vija.
it's all true. I'm so glad you said that. Mark Spain is just great and such a good example. Well, if you go back to, so we were this is the funnel, right, of the different of the seller intent when you get in leads, right? And this is how we measure intent. If you think about intent, intent is motivation and timeline and then urgency, right? So it's, anywhere from motivation to simply curious about what the price of their home is so they could feel good about equity or feel bad about equity, versus the very bottom of that funnel is I have an external problem and I have to sell, right? Timeline is kind of the same thing, and urgency is the same thing. Here's what I want to get at, and this is what's really important when you're evaluating cash offer leads, okay? So how do we know what these are when the lead comes in? We know because of the form fill. So this is really, really important. It's really important for you to understand what is the seller filling out in order to come to you? How are you getting that lead, right? What makes a lead strong and one lead stronger than the other is a form fill. Is it a total form fill? Is it a partial? Is it none? So some companies and or whatnot are just, you're just getting leads because someone filled out a home valuation request. I don't know that that's horrible as long as you kind of are clear about it, as long as you understand, you have your quick response, you put them into a drip, it's all fine. The tighter the lead means they filled out, the longer the form fill, the better information you have and the better the lead. Does that make sense? So that's
100%.
how we know when we're doing, internet leads, certainly is that.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me just say one more thing, Via, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. And I promise I won't keep
No, I
interrupting you.
love it. I love
This
it.
is so important to you guys because in marketing, we cannot give our prospects what they need. It's not effective. Okay. We can't market what they need. They need all kinds of things. They need a landscaper, maybe to freshen up the curb appeal. They need a roofer to repair that leak. They need a carpet installer to come in and put a new carpet or paint the walls, whatever they need. You can't market what they need. They need a great realtor, by the way. But if you're advertising yourself as the realtor of choice, that's not what they want. Okay. So
Yeah.
in marketing, don't give them what they need, give them what they want. And what they want is a cash offer. They want to sell. And these are the type of leads that have raised their hand. They're motivated, you guys. They don't want to have to jump through all those hoops and bring it to the open market and wait months and months and months. No, they're motivated right here and right now. So just let that stick, guys, in marketing. Don't give them what they need, give them what they want, and you in turn get what you want. Thanks,
I
Via.
love that. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, yeah, so that's how we know, and that's kind of how we know where they are on the timeline, right? That's what makes them a cash offer lead. To be clear, a cash offer lead is when they are raising their hands and they are saying, I want a cash offer on my home, and I'm going to give you information for that. That is a really strong lead, okay? So that when it's coming to you, they've literally filled out a form. They are expecting a cash offer, right? They're expecting a cash offer. Okay. So I'm going to spend our time on conversion. We're not going to go into the actual appointment today. Happy to come back. Sean's the master at this anyway. I know he teaches this a lot. So whatever you guys want today, I'm going to get you the appointment, right? Like my goal is you walk out of this webinar and you literally could go pick up the phone and get an appointment on one of these leads. That's my goal today. So, okay. So, sorry, I should have said this. So we are focusing on the cash offer on that particular tier, right? On that funnel. All right. Here's the mindset I want you guys to have, okay? And this is where it starts looking, I think it should be the same for most leads, but I cannot stress this enough. Like you just have to kind of trust me on this. Trust me. Just maybe go in faith today and go try this and trust me if you get a cash offer lead. Do not convert on the phone. Your only call objective is to get an appointment.
Yes.
That is your call objective. That is it. The outcome you want is an appointment. Now, uh, you know, we're going to go into pre-qualifying. We're going to get as much information as we can before we get there. But the only mindset I want you to have is the least amount of words to get yourself into their front door. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. And we all know this, but I'm going to say it anyway because you can't hear it enough. The delta of time between setting the appointment and going on the appointment matters. Meaning,
Yes.
the closer you can set the appointment and attend the appointment, the higher the likelihood they will attend. So you'll see in my examples today, it's like, hey, could I come over today, 3 to 5, tomorrow, whatever. If you're talking to them at 6 at night, right? Be smart. Don't just read this. It's going to be tomorrow. I understand that. But my point is that I want your brain to really understand you've got to train your brain to get yourself over there. You got to train your brain to get over there fast. The amount of time every day, every hour that passes, there's a smaller chance that they're gonna be there, that they're not gonna cancel, right? So you can't always do it. I'm not suggesting that you force yourself under their house. If they are insisting it's over the weekend and it's a Monday, so be it. Your goal though, your call objective would be to get in there immediately, right? And that's just an important mindset. You are there for one thing, to get the appointment. The second thing that I just kind of want to plant in your head, and this is especially important with cash offer leads. We always want to sell to the next stage of the sales process. We don't want to close too early. Where I see most people get wrong is they start going into price on the phone. They actually will send them the offer. Never ever do that. Never do that. They'll give them price or terms, or oh well, the cash offers are going to be really low. We'll just talk about, like, they give too much. All you want to do on this call is get the appointment. That is your next step of the sales process. If there's nothing else you take from this, it's that. Okay? It's
Thank you
that.
for that, Via. And that is so critically important. Here's the point. They're not going to list with you on the phone on that first conversation. The only goal is to set an appointment, get off the phone. Okay. Now, they might ask you questions like, what do you think my house is going to sell for? Do
Yeah.
not tell them. Do not tell them. They might even ask you, what do you charge for a commission? Do not tell them. See, the moment you open your mouth, you're dead in the water. Please. Here's what I want you to say instead. They say, what is my house going to sell for? What do you charge for a commission? Common response. Here's the only thing you should say. Gee, I don't know. I haven't seen your house yet. Tell me, when is the best time that you and I could get together? I want to tour your property, compare the features and benefits of your home to those that have sold recently and those that you'd be competing with for a buyer. So tell me, when is the best time for us to get together? Is it mornings or afternoons? I'm just going to sidestep the question. I'm not going to answer. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm dead. Okay. So I just want to underline that, put a huge exclamation mark behind it. The only goal is to set an appointment. Now, beyond that, once the appointment is set, I want you to place another call to them pre-listing, okay, to ask them 24 pre-listing questions. Now, if you want my 24 pre-listing questions, so you can go to this appointment uber prepared, knowing what their objections are to be, how to overcome those objections, I just want you to do this. I want you to text me. Okay. Yes, I'm going to post to the chat my direct cell phone number. I want you to save it in your phone. And if you're ever stuck, I want you to text me. I want to be a resource for you. I'm not going to charge you a cent. I don't want to charge you. I just want to help you. So Sean's cell, let me just put it in there, is 720-341-4876. Here's what I want you to text me. Pre-listing questions. If you want them, text me pre-listing questions and include your email address. Okay, let's do that. Make that happen. Make it happen right now. It's in the chat. Take it away, Via. Back to you.
I love it. I love it so much. So it's a very, very simple 4-step framework, right? It's book the appointment, and then we're going to talk about objection handlers, and then, confirm the appointment again, lock it in. That's when we're going to make triple sure that both decision makers are going to be present. Then, if you want to go into pre-qual, you can go into pre-qual once the appointment's booked. Kind of depends. You can call back. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat. We're going to go through this kind of quickly today, but you can do all four in one phone call, but they have to be in the right order. You've got to set the appointment first, right? Understanding, and Sean and I both understand that, in order to set the appointment, you often do have to do some objection handlers, right? And that's why we're going to go over those. It's not necessarily, we wish 100% just went straight to appointment, right? But the important thing, and we're going to go back to your mindset, is your mindset is my only call objective is to say what I have, the minimal amount of things I have to say to get in the door. And the more you believe it, the more confidence you are, the more energy you're putting out, the more you expect that, then the more you'll get it, right? This is a confidence game just as much as a scripting game.
So don't say it with blah, blah, blah when you can say it with blah.
Yeah, you can really dominate on the phone with your attitude and your energy. This stuff, here's the good news for you guys. Here's the good news. You don't have to be good. You really don't have to be good, right? You just need to kind of be present and have good energy. They need to feel your energy. That whole smile and dial is really true. They can hear your smile. So I think it's great. I like the whole mirror thing. If that helps you, where you do it in front of a mirror. I would just laugh at myself if I did that, but there's that. Very, very short script. So remember, they have filled in a form and they put a bunch of information, and they have put that their intent is, right now, 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. We're not really talking about people over that, right? This is really primarily those people that have filled out those forms. And it's very quick. It's like, hey, Sean, this is Via Williams with the Via Real Estate Group. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks. How are you?
And by the way, some people don't say, how are you? It's debatable. I don't really care. I just want you to get the gist of the script, right?
Well, with that energy in your voice, you just seem so approachable, so friendly that, of course, I
Totally.
wanted to say, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
And I never get a hang up because of that. And so my habits might bleed onto some people here who maybe don't have a similar. So you guys take these as frameworks. Take these as
Yeah.
frameworks, right?
Yeah. For
Uh,
example, a little minor tweak might be something like, hi, Via, this is Sean Kokoska with EXP. Thank you so much for taking my call. Something like that. See, it creates a lot of reciprocity, right? You thanked them. Now they feel obligated to stay on and hear what you have to say, right?
yep, I
Could
love it.
be. All right.
And we're going to go right into it. Hey, Sean, I saw you inquired about selling your home. I'm happy to help. The way this works, I do a quick walkthrough. I come through, I'm going to take a few pictures so I can be accurate, and I'm going to bring you that cash offer you asked for. It takes 20, 30 minutes. It is noon right now. I could come by between 4 and 5 today, maybe 5:30. Would that work?
Today I'm kind of swamped, unfortunately.
I totally get it. It's one of those days, huh?
Yeah.
Sean, what about tomorrow? I've got 2 blocks tomorrow. I've got between 2 and 4, and then between 5 and 7. Would
Let's
those
go
times
2 and 4 tomorrow. That'd be
work?
great.
Perfect. I love it. So you guys, I just go straight for it, right? Certain percentage of people, you're going to be able to kind of set that appointment. The rest of them are going to kind of walk you through. Wait a minute here, folks. Like they're going to be like, whoa, 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 right? You're going to get some percentage that do it. And by the way, some of you have some limiting beliefs there. Your limiting belief is I have to say 500 words to get an appointment. And I have news for you. You don't. You don't. You will get a certain amount of appointments just by doing what I did. It is so simple and it's easy. So I just want you to, again, I asked you to trust me at the beginning of this. That's what I did with Homeward. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to fight this. I'm going to do what they say and I'm going to do it. And it worked. So I just want you to, just bear with me here because now, what you're saying is, nah, I'm not going to always call and they're not going to get that appointment. You're right. Let's go on because number 2 would be handling objections. And then there's way more. The main ones are this, right? Oh, actually, this could be a whole webinar, Sean. This could be a
You could.
whole webinar.
Yeah.
Because I believe that agents, because I train so many agents, I believe that agents get objections and questions mixed up. What happens is when someone says, well, how does this cash offer process work? So what some of you guys think when that happens is your amygdala fires and you go, oh my gosh, that's an objection. What do I say? What do I say? And the fact is, it's just a question. They're
True.
just curious. And your answer is going to actually move you forward to getting that appointment. Say, oh, and this is my favorite script in the world in real estate. You ready? It's super complicated, so write it down. My favorite script in the world is, well, that's why we should meet. Or that's why we need to meet. That's
Yeah.
why I need to meet. We're gonna walk through the whole thing. It's great.
That's exactly why we need to meet.
That's
I love
exactly
it.
why we need to meet. Yeah, exactly. And somebody says, well, what happens at the appointment? My house is a mess. You can tell they're embarrassed, and that's when I say, oh my goodness, you do not have to do anything. You don't have to clean. I'm like a doctor looking at a body. So is the investor, has nothing. Your valuation, none of this process will have anything to do with how messy your house is. Trust me. No one's going to see these
Perfect.
pictures but me and the investor. So, we're what happens at the appointment, I mean, I guess I handled that like an objection, but do you see what I'm saying? There,
Mhm.
oh, pictures. Okay. So an objection is I am not meeting with you, Sean, unless you tell me how much you charge. That's a flat out objection, right? They
100%.
are
Yeah.
blocking, that. But Sean, do they usually say it like that? I mean, like it's usually a little softer, it's usually
It's a lot softer. Yeah. And it usually turns into something more like, well, let me talk with my wife and I'll call you back.
yeah.
And if you let them off the phone, are they ever going to call you back?
No,
No.
no, 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 no. So I'm glad I forgot I put the slide in, but I'm glad I put it in because just tell your brain, say, oh, actually, that's a question. That's not an objection, right? It's a really important distinction. So this is our number one objection handler, right? And it is hard. I've done these personally. And you do get tempted. Like I'm just gonna, if you kind of done this before and you're secretly cringing right now, you're like going, that's me. I get it, I get it. And you're gonna get better and better at these, right? You won't get all of them perfectly. So the important thing is to dive in, but it is a fair question. And what I do, there's a whole bunch of objection responses, right? We have a whole library. I think we have 300 videos kind of going through this. But here's what I basically say. What I basically say is, Sean, and our investor partner requires it. I just can't give you an offer until I come see your house personally. That's just the way it works. And the good news is I can present the offer when I come. So that's the good news. So when I get there, I can present it. I just can't do it ahead of time. Okay. So do you want to do today? Is tomorrow a little easier?
Yeah, today's fine.
Yeah. So I'm always circling back to my call objective. That's really the thing I want you guys, I really want to hit on the most, right?
Yes, yes,
Is
yes.
these, and I believe all leads, these especially, all we want to do is get in the door. Every single one of you that is watching this webinar or listening to it, every single one of you is better in person. Every single one of you is more persuasive and influential in person. Do not sell yourself short. Do not make the mistake of giving him a cash offer, giving him any type of numbers. Do not do what I hear. Oh, it just makes me cringe. Sean, it's going to be really low. It's going to be really low. And honestly, probably you're going to want me to list it. Don't just all you say is, I need to be there in person in order to give you the cash offer. Okay.
Yep.
I don't really want a new one to come over. Just kind of give me a price range. I just want a general price range, right? Yeah, well, ranges are still guesses. And my investor requires that I come over in order to give you the cash offer. And the good news is I can give you the cash offer right then and there. It's going to be great. And so would today work or would tomorrow be better, right? So we're just always kind of circling back to our call objective.
Absolutely.
Sean, you probably have a million objection handlers on some of these. What do you got?
Well, I believe in a framework to handling objections. There's 4 simple steps, right? And while your way works, it's a very direct approach. And I believe in saying it with blah instead of blah, 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 blah. Depends on the objection, right? You might choose to follow the framework of objection handling. I'll give it to you real fast. There are 4 steps. Step number 1, simply acknowledge the objection. And it could be something as simple as I totally understand how you feel. I mean, just agree with them. That's all it is. It's not like you're saying they're right. You just say, I totally get it. I get how you're feeling. Then you want to step 2, isolate the objection. Other than blank, is there any other reason you wouldn't blank today? Other than just wanting the price before I come over, is there any other reason you wouldn't let me tour the property so I could be really accurate? Oh no, that's really the only reason. Once they back into a corner, right? It would be really weird for them to object again once they say that's the only reason, right? So you just want to get to the reason. At this point, we really don't understand the reason. Via, I think you're 100% right. I think they may be embarrassed about the condition of the property. They don't want to have to clean it up before you come over. And they're just looking for a way to make it easy. We as human beings, we're always looking for the path of least resistance. Yet I think your objection handler is perfect, quite honestly. So step 1, though, acknowledge the objection. Step 2, isolate the objection. Step 3, handle the objection. And I like how you're blaming the investor, by the way, meaning that you get to maintain this friendly feeling with your prospect. And it's the investor who's kind of forcing you to do this, forcing them to let you do this. The investor's the heavy. I love that. And then step number 4, though, by the way, is ask again for what you want. Okay. I think
Oh, that's important.
one of the more
That's
common
super
objections
important.
we hear as realtors via is, well, let me talk with my significant other. I'll call you back. We hear that every single day in this industry, and how you handle that. And let me demonstrate the 4 steps just real quick. Somebody says, well, let me talk with my spouse. I'll call you back. Well, I totally get that you'd want to talk with your significant other before you might set an appointment with me. Yet let me ask, other than just needing to chat with her first to confirm the appointment time, is there any other reason you wouldn't set an appointment with me? Nope, Sean, that's the only reason. Perfect. Now I can handle the objection. Now understand, they're playing good guy, bad guy with you, are they not? I'm the good guy. My significant other is the bad guy. So it's really their fault.
Yep.
They're doing what you're attempting to do with the investor, right? It's the investor's fault that I have to come over. They're trying to do the same thing. So I'm going to flip the tables. Okay. So I'm going to say, let me just quickly ask. In step 3, I'm going to handle the objection, right? Let me quickly ask if it's okay with your wife to meet with me. Is it okay with you? Now they're the good guy, Via. So what do they always say?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Let me just talk with them and I'll call you back. They're never going to call you back. We get it. Well, let's do this. let's simply pencil in a time that you think is going to work really well for you, your wife, and I to get together. I will call you this evening to confirm the appointment. If it works, that's fantastic. If it doesn't, we'll just simply reschedule the appointment. So tell me, what do you think is the best time for you, your wife, and I to get together? Is it generally weekdays or weekends? Right. So again, you're just circling back to ask again for what you want. And when you refine and enhance your ability to do those 4 steps, you're going to get a heck of a lot more of what you want when you want it. So guys, this requires one thing that's critically important: practice. Let's agree. I don't care if you're a 35-year veteran in real estate sales. Practice is not something we did. It's something we do on a consistent, repetitive basis. We sharpen our skills. So Vija, back over to you. Thank you for sharing this. This opened my mind, my eyes to a different strategy that is maybe just so much more succinct, so much more on purpose. I love it. Thank you.
Well, in that, I'm so glad you said that, Sean, because all of this is good. What I think is important about these leads is, if you go back to the first few slides I had, they have filled out a form and they have requested a cash offer. So this is why I say they are different. And that's why, we have to have some specialized training on these, right? Because we are answering an inquiry. It's almost like you're not in sales mode in a way. It's almost like you're a customer service person. You know what I mean? It's almost
Yeah.
like they're literally requesting information, and we're so used to fighting for the sale. It's like they have asked, and it's so when you go into, hey, Sean, that's great, let me come over and do it. You're assuming, I mean, they asked you to come.
Yeah.
Right. And I think what's happening is agents come into this and they're treating them like the typical thing. And these are a different animal because the intent is so high, and we're almost not used to that. We're almost not used to that intent being so high. So it's kind of funny.
Well,
But
you're right, because we are used to like for sale by owners, and you have to
Mhm.
convince them that they're doing it the wrong way, and to
Yeah,
list with you is a much better way. Expired listings, they're frustrated, they're pissed
yeah,
off at their last agent, right? And you're dealing with all types of different emotions. Here, the intent is crystal clear.
yeah.
It's like all you have to do is just get out of the way and let it happen. That's it.
Yes, exactly. And so, the just curious ones, we're hoping we're kind of focused on the non just curious. However, sometimes people will fill out a form and you'll get this. And this is one of my favorite scripts ever is, Sean, if an offer made financial sense, would you consider selling? And, yeah, maybe, what would that number need to be, Sean? Or do you have a number in mind, right? Here's what I do. And this is a conversation I use a lot. In fact, I used a lot with these leads. That's kind of in addition to these objection handlers. And it went something like this. I found myself saying it to a lot of people. Sean, here's what I know. What I know is, in this situation, data is key. I can come over, I can give you a legitimate cash offer that would literally give you a check for your house in 2 to 3 weeks. And you never have to take it, but that information, and I can give you fair market value as well, what the retail value would be. That information is so valuable for whatever decisions you mentioned you and your partner are kind of discussing around the table, right? I can give you data information that is going to help you with so many decisions. I found myself saying that a lot, where, and there's absolutely zero obligation, right? This is what I do. I work closely with my investor. And basically the idea and my mentality is, you should take me up on this. This is really good data. I'm going to come and give you literally an offer on your house and tell you how much it's worth. And I think that a lot of this is just the attitude and the energy you bring to the call, less what you say. Because very kind of aggressive on these calls because they have raised their hand and fill out an entire form for
Mhm.
me to come over, so
Absolutely. You
so
got to
that
be like a
that is
bulldog on a bone, man. You just don't let it go.
you get a lot. This is what I got a lot on these. Is, hey, I'm working with an agent, right? I'm working with an agent. They don't know I reached out. We're kind of talking about listing in the spring. You will hear that a lot, and I'm like, great, that's awesome. This is a great comparison for you. You can kind of see what the cash offer process is like, what that looks like, and then we can do the quick walkthrough, and you'll get a second price opinion as well, because with this will come a retail market analysis, right? So does today still work, or are we thinking tomorrow? I mean, if you hear anything, it's just like straight on getting that appointment. That
Yeah,
is
you just keep circling back to it, don't you? I mean, just
circling back.
whatever they say, your only intention is to circle back to when
My
can we
call
get together?
objective.
This afternoon or is tomorrow better, right?
My call objective is not to give them their value. My call objective is not anything but getting into the appointment. That's it, right? And most people, that's why the delta has to be really tight because when you're doing this, I'm coming in pretty strong. I'm coming in pretty hot. They just filled out this form 5 minutes ago. And then, basically so you got to try to get in there quick before they get cold feet.
Yes.
Some of them have extenuating circumstances. They did fill out a whole form. They are, supposedly motivated. And if you can, make that delta small. Yes. Even though you can always do that. So we're going to set the appointment number one. Number two, we're going to go through objection handlers. Number three, we're just going to lock it in and confirm the appointment, right? And so, basically we're just kind of nailing it down. We're asking if, there's anything we need to know to get to the house so that if we get hang up on, if the phone call ends, we have an appointment and we have it confirmed. Now, ideally, there's no right or wrong way to do this, guys. Like if pre-qual is a next call, it's a next call. It doesn't really matter. There are a couple things that are helpful for cash offers to know. Okay, we want to keep it tight, but it is really good to know. Like, is this a rental home? Is this a second home? Is it occupied or vacant? Are you in Florida and the home's in Denver? I don't know. Any major updates that we're not going to see on the MLS. You guys know all of this, right? You can, we can send the deck to you. Sean can send the deck to you. But I think the big one is if a cash offer isn't a fit, Sean, would you rent it out or would you be open to an on-market strategy? And then you're like, I don't know, what does that mean? Okay. So what would you do with the house if this cash offer just doesn't work out for whatever reason? Do you have any thoughts? Have you guys talked about any plans, right? The other thing that I really, really like asking is, Sean, what's more important, time or money?
Hmm.
And
That's a good
it,
question.
it's a
What do they
really good
generally say to
question.
that?
It depends. Most people want a lot of money, and that's why most of these turn into listings, guys. Like
Mhm.
most of these do not turn into cash offers. However, don't insert yourself on them. So you're like, you can see it. You can go, oh my gosh, they would make so much money if they listed their home on the open market. You can see it. I understand that. Don't talk them out of a cash offer though. Many people, you would be surprised, there's a higher and higher percentage of people who will take a lower amount on their house to get it done in 2 to 3 weeks. And they're not always going to share their financial distress with you, right? I just want to be clear, most of the third-party cash offer people, I mean, Open Door, Zoom Dealio. If you guys have any good ones you like, put them in chat. There's a bunch of them. There's Homeward. You're going to list the house. So it's do you want an institutional, investor as a seller, or do you want, a private client as a seller? I don't know. Sometimes you want one, sometimes you want another. Either way, you're going to list the house. I hope. I hope that you're working with a cash offer third-party vendor that lets you list the house, right? I mean, that would be the point of this, right? So, don't just assume that they want money though. Don't just assume that. There are a lot of people, especially if they're inheriting the house, that's a big one. They're inheriting the house, they're out of state, their parents passed, someone passed. They are the best cash offer candidates ever. Because they're just like, give me a cash offer. I don't want to go to Seattle. I live in Miami. I don't want to fly to Seattle. Can you handle this whole thing without me going? Yep. Great. Let's do it. So just I'm just saying there's a lot of really motivated people. We're not going to go into the appointment, but basically you're going to offer them options. You're going to give them the cash offer. You always need to give them a cash offer because you promised you would. So you need to give them the cash offer. Many of you in many of your markets, you guys can give them like two, three, or four. It's really cool. I can't. I just don't have those options in Seattle, but some of our markets, I mean, if you're in Phoenix or Atlanta, or gosh, some of you guys have so many options for different cash offers, but you're going to do that. You're gonna kind of go into their intent again. You're going to kind of drill down on that, and then you're going to give them on-market options. Everyone's stats tend to vary, but it's anywhere from 3 to 10% of these turn into actual cash offers, right?
Okay.
Sean mentioned it at the beginning, most of these are going to turn into listings for you. That's what's so beautiful about them, right? But you
Okay.
have to get in the door. The whole point of these is to get you appointments. I promise you, it's a little different. What you heard today was a little bit of a different mentality. I was a little more direct, right? I was a little
Yeah.
bit more, kind of just responding to their hand raise. But at the end of the day, that's what these are, and that's what you need to convert them. So.
Yes. So let's address the gorilla in the room. So you get a seller. They're
Mhm.
motivated. They want this cash offer. In fact, they want the convenience of the cash offer. They want to close in 14 days.
Mhm.
Who's your investor?
Well, I use Homeward. They're who I use, but everybody, I mean, Homelight, Open Door, Zoom Dealio. There's some private ones. We actually have. I have someone. If those of you guys don't have any in your state, I'm happy to put you in contact. We have private ones. By the way, you can be the investor. I've talked to a couple teams this week where you go in and you be the investor. You buy it.
Yeah,
You
you
do it,
cherry pick
right?
them. Yep.
Chris Craddock does that in Virginia, right? So you have local investors. Don't forget all those local investors that are blowing your phones up. You guys have those investor flippers and stuff that are like, "Do you have anything for me? Do you have anything for me?" You can give them every single cash offer lead you have. So you do need to sort out. You do need to be ethically. You need to show up with a cash offer. I want to be crystal clear on that. That can look a lot of different ways.
Yeah, undoubtedly. So somebody typed in the chat, could you please repeat that? So it was Homeward, it was Orchard, it
Okay,
was,
so Orchard, thank you. Yeah, I mean I'm blanking. So there's Homeward, yep, Orchard, Zoom Dealio, Homelight, Open Door. I
yeah.
know I'm missing
See,
some.
guys, here's my guidance on that part of it. Okay, is that I don't know about you yet, because I'm a licensed realtor, I get at least two a week, sometimes as many as five, six, seven investors that are texting me asking, do you have any fix-ups? I'm in the market. I'd like to buy. I always bounce back. What are you looking for? And then I refer them to one of my clients. Happy to do that. Well, when you get those texts, I want you to reach out to them and say, listen, I want you to back me. In essence, I'm going to be your lead generation department. Okay. I'm going to go out and generate leads for you. I just need your full on commitment that you're going to back me with a cash offer on every opportunity I bring you. And I mean, every one. Even if you don't want to buy it, I need a cash offer from you. Meaning, this could be a manufactured home. This could be something that is worth $100,000. You don't want it. I don't want it. Could you offer them 50 grand? I mean, I just need to make good on my word to give them a cash offer. Could you do that for me? Even if you don't want it, just come in with some ridiculously lowball offer so that I can be good to my word. Can you do that?
Actually, Sean, I'm glad you mentioned that because I didn't talk about buy box. So you do have to understand the buy box of your investor.
Yes.
Thank you for mentioning that. Some will not do condos. Mine won't. Mine won't do condos or manufactured homes. So you know that going in. So what my script might be, Sean, is, hey, Sean, this is Via. I'm really excited to come to your house. I'm going to set the appointment. To Sean's point, I will still set the appointment because I honor every lead. Every incoming lead is gold. I have spent money on that. Your team lead has spent money on that. So you set the appointment. We'll figure out an agent later who's going to go there, right? But
Mhm.
but Sean, with that, what I might say is, Sean, I am really excited to come do a walkthrough. This is what it's going to look like. I may not be able to have a cash offer for you at the appointment because I'm going to have to go to an alternative investor in this case, right? So I am going to really need to see the home. Normally, I would bring it with me. I will get you a cash offer. I have enough investors who are gonna love that. It's not going to be my standard ones, okay? So I might have to qualify it like that, right? I might have to because
Right.
I simply can't do that, and I don't really know any investors unless I have any private ones that would do condos or I do. I do have one that would do manufactured homes and even some commercial if it's the right price.
Yeah, you'll find them, guys. Just keep
Mhm.
your eyes open, keep your ears open. No doubt about that. You will find them, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
All right. So, and by the way, something I picked up from Chris Craddock, who's one of my clients, by the way, out in where's he
He's
at
so
again?
great. He's
Yeah, no,
ridiculous.
he's so good at this cash offer stuff.
You should have him on. He's better than me, you
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, no, I've already done a couple of webinars with Chris. In fact, go to our webinar replay section. It's on the webinars tab. Just go down to the bottom. It says webinar replays.
He's so good.
Watch Chris Craddock's webinar, you guys. It is so good. He is so good at putting the cash offer forward. Now, when he's contacted by investors, he actually flips the script on them. What are you doing with your dead leads? Meaning, these guys are doing PPC. They're spending a whole bunch of money to generate these people who will accept a cash offer, yet we already know 97% of the time they reject a cash offer, right?
Mhm.
So Chris is negotiating a deal with them where he pays them for their dead leads. These are people that they've given cash offers to that rejected the cash offer. Chris pays them a referral fee, legally pays them a referral fee for giving him the referral. So why not? What an easy way to pick up more business, right? So you're helping them, they're helping you form the relationships, guys, get the people to back you. No doubt about that. By the way, I would encourage you to JV these deals with your investor. Okay. A lot of you are saying, well, I'd love to be an investor. I'd love to buy real estate. I just don't have the wherewithal yet. Don't let that stop you. In essence, you could leave your full commission in on the deal. You leave the commission in with the investor. You guys JV on the deal. Maybe you get your commission back plus 20% of the net proceeds when it sells, something along those lines.
Yeah, I do have to put a plug in here, and I'm only putting a plug in because, and the reason I'm working with realty.com is because these leads are the best leads I've ever seen. If you guys are interested, you can get online and you can sign up for an appointment. You can text Sean or me, we'll get you in contact. But these leads are typically $75 to $85 a lead. That is how low they are, with no referral fee, and they're title verified. Like the leads I started using with these, they were not title verified. They were $150 a lead. Like these are better. These are so much better. So, I mean, if it is something you're interested in, I can't stress it enough. And it's January. And what is so cool about these, Sean, is like this is their spring. Like if you're watching this right now, this is your moment, like to get your spring completely. I mean, it could be life changing. If you
It
start
could.
doing all of this right now, 90 days from now, oh my gosh. So, I do want to put that plug in out of abundance, not out of, selling something.
100%. So, via if they want to get in touch with realty.com or you specifically, how would they do that?
Well, here, let me go to everyone. So there's
And
my
by the way, guys,
Instagram.
I encourage you to investigate this opportunity. This could be the one thing that sets your lead generation on autopilot, and you focus on the conversion strategies and you double, quadruple, 10x your business in the process. Okay.
Yeah, they're good.
What I heard you say, Via, is that the quality of the lead, about 25% of the time, you're actually able to
25 to
set them.
30% are listing. We're tracking it.
That you guys, that is absolutely unheard of in this industry. You're lucky to get a 2% conversion. Lucky. Okay. I was able to work with Mark Spain's team and we got him up to 4.1% conversion. Yet,
Well, for convert, you will only convert whatever you're working. You'll convert
yeah.
between 2 and 8%. The leads, we're tracking them, 25 to 30% are listing.
Yeah, so with
So,
the right system, you should be able to earn most of that business, you guys.
mhm,
That is
yeah,
huge. And
I
and
agree.
if you could close one out of, let's call it every four leads, guys, that's $320 your lead acquisition cost. That's it.
Nothing. Like it's
Nothing. And compared to your commission, oh my
And
God.
then you put them in a good database program, and I mean, your customer acquisition cost is, I mean, it's amazing.
It is. Guys, I encourage you, reach out to Via, reach out to realty.com, get engaged with these guys. I'm telling you, and then report back to me your findings because I've got many clients that are crushing with realty.com and I expect nothing different from you. So, Via, thank you so much. Could you type in the chat? Oh, you did. She
Yeah,
put her cell phone number in there, you guys. So,
there's my
just
cell phone, and I put in my Instagram too.
just jot it down. Yeah, connect with her on Insta. Let's do that. Via, thank you. Thank you to
Thank
you and
you.
Lance for bringing realty.com to the market and helping realtors provide for their loved ones at a very high level. Guys, we do this twice a week, every Tuesday, every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. I want you to mark your calendars. Just time block the time. Show up week after week. And yes, you do have to register each and every time, kind of a painful thing. Yet Day Peralta, who's on the line with us, she's our marketing person here at Icon. She's going to send you a text once you've registered for the first webinar. Just all you have to do is reply yes, and you're added to the roster. That's it. So just keep replying yes, keep showing up. And even if you can't make it, say yes, because we're going to send you the replay link. Guys, I think realty.com is at the top of my list of companies that could help me grow my production. So I expect it to be the same for you. Just reach out to Via, learn about their platform, report back to me till we do this again on Tuesday of next week. Guys, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Thank you, Via. See you guys soon.
Ready.